Welcome to Hope. Welcome to Hope 2020. We weren't planning on doing it this way, but we're digital this year because of all the craziness. 2020 really fucking thing. 2020 really sucks, but Hope 2020 is not going to suck. We're going to have 9 days of incredible material, talks, workshops, performances, you name it. We're going crazy setting it all up right now. Right now we just drive around the field in the countryside to stay sane, and because we don't really have anywhere else to go. This is our 1983 phone company van that we bought at an auction. We tricked the phone company. They scraped all the paint off, and we put it back on right after we bought it. So we've had a lot of fun with this ever since we got this, way back before the first Hope. We were going to have everybody come and look at it in person at our new location, but like I said, 2020 sucks, and yeah, it didn't work out this year, but it will work out in the future. But you know what? Let's not dwell on that. It's going to be a great conference. It's going to be a great year. It's going to be a great 9 days, and if this van starts again, it's going to be a great day. All right, have fun. Damn it. Wow, such history. Welcome to Hope 2020. We've been doing this now since 1994, and looking at that collage makes me realize just all the magical moments we've had doing Hackers on Planet Earth conferences. The first one was back in 1994, and I remember everybody telling us, this can't happen in the United States. It can happen in Holland, yeah, sure, because they're different over there, and they can get away with things, but never in the United States. And I don't know if you're familiar with the hacker world, but when someone tells you something's impossible, you want to do it all the more. So that's why we started Hope back in 1994. And this is our 13th conference. Last time we left you, back in 2018, bit of a tumultuous time. Didn't do a very good job at keeping things civil. And we wanted to keep things in a much better light this time. We wanted to prove ourselves as having a handle on things. And that's why we were looking forward to 2020. And 13. We thought 13 would be our lucky number, and it wasn't our lucky number. Yeah, it's our 13th conference. And last year, when we went back to the hotel to start talking about what we're going to do for 2020, they told us, you know what? We're going to charge you 3 times what we charged you before. No reason, we just feel like it. And that was something that we just could not do, because we'd have to triple the price for our attendees, and that would mean most of our attendees wouldn't be able to come to the conference. And we do the conference so that our attendees can come to it. So we were in a pretty bad state a year ago. So if you recall, we had a crisis then. We have a lot of crises, but this crisis was us trying to find a new venue for the HOPE conferences. In New York City, it's extremely expensive to hold these things in hotels, and we could not find another hotel that was not eager to rip us off. So we were thinking about going to other cities, thinking about going to abandoned warehouses, thinking about having it outside in the street. And then we had the brilliant idea of having it at a college campus. And the campus of St. John's University in Queens, still in New York City, came to us. And it's a beautiful campus, lots of rooms, lots of space, and conveniently located. And we were really looking forward to having our next conference there in a completely different environment where there's a lot of outdoor activity, a lot of indoor activity, and just something fresh and different. And that was our challenge for 2020, was to have the conference in a different location. And then 2020 came. And we were faced with a brand new challenge named COVID-19. Well, we've all been through this. The whole world has been through this. And our struggles, our battles, pale in comparison to what so many people have been going through. And we figured, beginning of the year, January, when we first were finding out about this thing, that we'll see how it goes. Maybe we'll get a handle on it. Maybe things will get better. And as reality kicked in and we realized that, no, we're not going to get a handle on this thing, and it's not going to get better, we realized we had to make a decision as to what we were going to do. This affected 2600 quite a bit because, well, our magazine kind of disappeared. We sent it out in April, never got to the bookstores because the bookstores closed. Canada, never made it to Canada. Everybody in Canada who was supposed to get a magazine didn't get one. And we still had to pay to print it, so it was kind of unfair to us. So we're dealing with that, and then we have a conference we're planning for St. John's University at the end of July, and we have a global pandemic at the same time. There's no way in the world we're going to have a conference with a global pandemic. So we figured, okay, you know what, it was a good run. We started the magazine in 1984, we started the conferences in 1994, and if we're still alive in 2020, all right, you know what? There's worse things that can happen. And then some people came to us with ideas. In the hacker community, there are always people who come to you with ideas. And that's the beauty of this community. And they said, yeah, you know, we know an online conference sounds lame as hell, especially compared to an in-person conference, but think about it. Think about what you could possibly do as hackers. You could bring people together from all around the world and have kind of a programmed television network for the weekend and bring all kinds of diverse opinions and cultures to living rooms all over the world. And yeah, it's not the same thing as Hackers on Planet Earth in person at the Hotel Pennsylvania, but you know what? Nothing's ever the same. We're always changing, we're always evolving, and we shouldn't be afraid of that. So at the very least, we figured, yeah, let's give this a try. Let's, instead of canceling HOPE, let's just change HOPE. And we decided that instead of having it only be 3 days, let's triple that. Let's make it 9 days. We'll have a single track of speakers and we'll go for a full 9 days, starting today, Saturday the 25th, and going all the way until Sunday, August 2nd. So let's see what happens. Let's try it out. And maybe people will warm up to that idea. Well, we've been surprised, we've been shocked by how much people warmed up to that idea. So many things have been canceled. So many things have been disappointing this year. 2020 has really sucked. But hope doesn't have to. We can do so much with what we have. And in the hacking community, that is oftentimes what you are left with, what you have. It's not ideal, it's not perfect, but you make do. And so with the tools that we have together, with the talent that is so pervasive in this community, and with the global reach that we're afforded through the internet, and the fact that everybody now is using all of these video conferencing programs, well, maybe we can do something a little hope-ish and keep that spirit and just make it completely different. And so we received more submissions than we have ever received before for any conference. None of us could believe this. None of us could believe that kind of enthusiasm. Now, some talks are going to be live, some talks are going to be recorded, but nearly all talks will have a live portion where you, the attendees, can ask some questions and participate. You can go to workshops, you can interact with other attendees as well. We're going to try and make it as much of a real conference as we possibly can. And in that way, we're preserving hope. Now, we're going to try to have an in-person hope next year, in an odd year, which has only happened once before. We'll see. We don't know what's going to happen in the world. It's constantly bad news, constantly being pushed back a little bit. We're going to try as hard as we can to make that happen. But if it doesn't, we'll do something else, as I know we all will, because that's what it's all about, is surviving as individuals and using our creativity, our mischief, our sense of curiosity. That's what I hope these next 9 days will be about, something that we'll all be able to enjoy from wherever we happen to be in the world. And I promise you, this will end. This will be over at some point. And we will all go back outside, hang out with each other, hug each other, shake each other's hands, all those things we're not supposed to do now. And just have good conversations, good get-togethers. But in order to get there, we have to be smart. We have to listen to the science. And this is something I am so proud of the hacker community and pretty much everybody I know, because we're not dumbasses. We listen to the evidence. We respect the science, and we do the things that make sense and are for the greater good. And we're going to continue to do that. Now, if everybody did that, we wouldn't be in this situation right now. But it's not for me to pass judgment. But we are going to get to the stage where this thing is behind us. And we'll look back on these days as those unique days that will never happen again in our lifetime, probably. For now, though, this is what we have. And I'm honored and thrilled to be amongst you in this digital form. And I just hope that we're all able to get the most out of it and really enjoy ourselves. And please, reach out to others. Reach out to those people that you might not see eye to eye with, that might not completely get what we're about, and bring them in. Be kind to them. We're all scared. We're all going through hell. Some of us express it better, some of us don't express it at all. But we're all going to get through this if we just stick together. All right, so we have 9 days of craziness ahead of us. We have well over 100 talks. We have over 60 workshops. We have a whole bunch of performances that are taking place after midnight. We have a hallway track where people can mingle and talk to each other. We're not going to always get it right. We're going to screw up. Things are going to break. Be patient with us. Work with us. There are all kinds of different technologies that work here, some better than others. Some of them we're using for the first time, and we're testing them out here. And it's going to be history, and you're a part of it. I'm going to turn things over to Greg up in Ontario. He's going to explain a bit more of the technicalities of how things are going to work, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. Do whatever you want to do. You know, it's going to be awesome. We're hackers after all. Try to break it, and we'll see if it works. All right. Enjoy yourselves.
It's here. Hope is starting. Wow. It's been a long road preparing for this. We've been working overtime. Speakers, presenters have been working hard to record their talks, to prepare their slides. Workshops. We got workshops all over the place, 60 different workshops of all kinds of topics, shorter ones, longer ones. They're fantastic. What a lot of effort has been put in to bring you the best training, the best knowledge possible. We have performances. Stay up late if you can, because there's going to be chip tunes. There's going to be singer-songwriter. There's going to be DJ, VJ, all kinds of things to entertain you. And a lot more. And part of what makes this work is a bunch of technology that's going to work together so you can interact, watch, experience, and learn from Hope. Let me tell you a little bit about it. The first stop on your Hope journey is the conference website, www.hope.net. You'll find the schedule page. There are descriptions of each talk and workshops. You can click on a workshop to register for it using your ticket code. Lots of other information is on the website as well. Another main information resource for Hope is the wiki at wiki.hope.net. This has a lot of information about how to use the Hope technologies. There are pages for almost all the workshops, a little bit of tech support, and other stuff. Check out the wiki when you want to know what's going on, or if you may be having a little difficulty and wonder if there's some information that can help you. Hey, whoa, what was that? I guess there's still some construction going on. Wow. If you have trouble with any of the tech during Hope, get in touch. We'll try to make it right. Let's talk about the main experience now. The main experience for Hope is to check out the talks. Watch the keynotes. These are all going to be broadcast by live stream. You don't need any special technology. No login, nothing like that. It'll work on your tablet. It'll even work on your smart TV via the YouTube simulcast. Here are some of the details on how to watch. All of this information is at wiki.hope.net. For streaming, visit the main streaming link and you'll have a choice of the primary stream, which are talks and keynotes, and also the performances, or the secondary stream. Most of the time, the secondary stream will have an information page that rotates through upcoming talks and some other stuff. We'll also be putting some of the workshops on the secondary stream. You can also catch these via simulcast. The simulcast of the live stream is going out over Twitch, Periscope, and YouTube. The neat thing about YouTube Live is that you can play it on any smart TV and a lot of other devices. So there's really a lot of ways to get the Hope experience and watch the talks, enjoy the keynotes. Here's a screenshot of that live stream page. Live streaming is brought to us by the Internet Society, an excellent friend of Hope and an excellent friend of the Internet as a whole. There's so much going on over the 9 days of Hackers on Planet Earth 2020 that you might miss something. Or you might have such a fantastic experience with a talk or keynote that you must watch it again. Fear not, there's replay. You can get nearly instant playback of talks and keynotes from the main streaming page. These should be there shortly after the talk or keynote ends. Eventually, they'll be in the YouTube 2600 channel as well as Internet Archive. But for replay on demand, visit the streaming page. Hey, watch out over there. Okay, we're ready. No, everything's put together. Don't mess with something. We got it just right. A feature for the live stream of talks and keynotes is live automated real-time text. This is artificially intelligent captioning. It's pretty cool. If you'd like to follow along with the words as well as the sounds, you can open up a separate link to the talk. We're going to be posting these in the wiki and the Matrix chat at the start of each talk. And after the talk, the transcripts are persistent. They might even be improved over time thanks to proofreading. So if you're watching a talk on the replay, you can also catch the replay of the transcript. Whoops, we're not done quite yet. I think we were just doing a website update there. Listen, let me tell you next about Matrix Chat. This is a neat way of interacting with each other and also getting announcements and late-breaking information. It's all interactive. It's a little bit like Internet Relay Chat or one of these other chat systems that you've used. You don't have to use Matrix Chat, but it's one way of interacting with each other and also seeing what's going on. This is where you can ask questions of talks or keynotes while they're happening, and facilitators in the chat will try to select the questions to pass on to the speakers as time allows. You can get started at riot.hope.net. Use your ticket code to join the chat rooms, and the instructions for this are at wiki.hope.net. Here's a screenshot from Matrix. You can see that our friendly robot called Corebot is standing by to help add you all of those Matrix chat rooms. Another neat technology we invite you to try is Mozilla Hubs. This is a 3D avatar-based interactive world. It runs in any web browser. No login is required. You just have to set up a username. We have a room that's set up already for attendees, and this will be in the Matrix chat. We might create other rooms later on. Hubs are for sort of casual interaction and having fun in the virtual environment. Let's take a look at a screenshot of a Mozilla Hub. I mentioned earlier that Hope has over 60 workshops offered to attendees. There's all variety, all different types of topics. Some of them have prerequisite knowledge or suggest that you have some equipment, software, or skills to get started. You can register via the schedule page, and then each workshop has a wiki page where you can get more information about it. Once you register for a workshop, you'll be sent an email with the link to the big blue button teleconferencing room. This is where workshops mostly will happen. This was designed specifically for instruction. It should be a good experience and runs in any web browser. Here are some of those workshop pages in the wiki. But wait, there's more. For entertainment, we have a talent show. It's called Hackers Got Talent. This is a competition with some cool prizes. It happens 2 Saturdays of Hope, starting at 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Registration opens this morning via the schedule page. If you got a skill, if you got a performance, if you got an art, if you got something cool, consider sharing it in the Hackers Got Talent competition. The other great entertainment at Hope is performances. If you love tunes, video, chip tunes, and other audio video experiences, check them out. These start around midnight every night of Hackers on Planet Earth. And there's the host of Hackers Got Talent, the indomitable Jason Scott. Got something to share in 5 minutes or less with 5 slides or fewer? Consider giving a lightning talk. We have 2 rounds of lightning talks. These have registration via the schedule page, and that registration will be opening soon. We've covered quite a lot today in this presentation. I want to make sure you realize that the basics are very, very simple. This is an online conference. You can watch it anytime from anywhere. Talks and keynotes will be on live stream with instant replay. That's going to be the main action for HOPE. We have interaction with Matrix chat. If you want to join a workshop, just sign up via the schedule page using your ticket code, and then you'll get a link to join the workshop in Big Blue Button. Be sure to check out the wiki page to learn a little more about what's involved in the workshop. Also, check back periodically to the website www.hope.net and the wiki page wiki.hope.net. We'll try to keep you informed of any late-breaking news, program changes, and stuff like that. I want to take a moment to mention some special discounts and prizes. No Starch Press offers a 20% discount on their entire catalog. Visit the link nostarch.com. No Starch has also donated some cool prizes to Hackers Got Talent. Another neat offer from the Lockpicking Village is Rift Recon offers a free ebook for download. Visit their wiki page or the workshop for more information about this. Next, I want to talk about something that's really important. It's about civility at the HOPE conference, about having thoughtful, respectful interaction with others, and being considerate of each other's feelings and all of our many differences. The ideal is a simple one, and I encourage everyone at HOPE to live up to it. HOPE is a space for tolerance and respect. We want everybody to interact in a civil and thoughtful manner, embrace and enjoy the full range of viewpoints, personalities, and backgrounds. Healthy arguments, clashes of opinion, these are fine if they're done in a tolerant and respectful manner. Let's keep this high aim in mind all the way through HOPE. If we're not achieving the aim, we have some guidance on how to raise concerns about behaviors. We have a code of conduct, and we have a code of conduct team to help intervene if there is an issue. I encourage everyone to read the civility link on the wiki page. Get better informed about not only the expectations, but how you yourself can help to make HOPE a better, safer environment for all of us. HOPE might seem like a big conference sometimes, and all this online technology sometimes might leave you feeling isolated or alone. But you're not alone. Reach out. Use the chat, use the email, the hubs, any other method. Interact with each other, interact with speakers, workshops, villages, which are long-running activity areas. There's a lot going on, and you can be part of it. You're going to be welcome. HOPE seeks to build a vibrant, supportive community of hackers, and you're here. Welcome. You're part of it. Make it happen. With all this tech, all these web pages, wiki pages, everything else, if you're confused, if something isn't working for you, get in touch. You can do it on Matrix, or just send an email to the info desk team, helpdesk2020@helpdesk.hope.net. HOPE is happening for you, and HOPE is happening because of you. Your support of Hope and 2600 Magazine has made all the difference this summer. It's made it all possible. Thank you. Thank you to presenters. Thank you to attendees. Thank you to volunteers. Have a great Hope in 2020 and welcome. Hey. Is this thing working? 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 I don't know. We have the Zoom working. We have the live stream working. One thing that's interesting is a lag. What's popping out on the live stream. One thing that's cool is that we're going to watch video. Hey, look at that. We've invented feedback. Was that just me or did everybody hear it? That was very interesting. So we're learning. We got the construction hat on. The Hope Conference, as I said during my talk, what a range of technologies. We've had such talented people working together to bring the conference to you. It's been a really thrilling experience for me. And we're trying to make it as easy as possible. But the fact is that we are we're using technology to make everything happen here. I want to invite you, if you haven't already, to get into the Riot Matrix room, and you can ask questions in that room. We can respond. We have people monitoring during the sessions, and if we get a question that we have time for, we could even invite attendees into this Zoom room, and you can ask it live. That's going to be fun, I think, especially for some of these keynotes. I don't have a lot of other remarks to make. I'm monitoring the screen for questions, and I haven't seen too many questions come in, none that I think need to be addressed here. If you're having difficulty with the Hope technology and you're in Matrix, then use the tech support room. We have some different people that are helping out with tech support and making sure that that if something's not working for you, they can make it right, talk you through it, things like that. If you're having trouble getting into the Matrix room, of course, maybe you need some support from email. And you can do that just by emailing the address I showed earlier. It's on the wiki page, no login required on the wiki page. And that's helpdesk2020@helpdesk.hope.net. We do have a crew of volunteers. If you decide that you might want to volunteer, well, that's okay too. There's still room for more volunteers. We do ask that all volunteers purchase tickets to Hope. We appreciate that very much. It's all in support of our favorite magazine and our favorite conference. Well, I think I see one or two questions coming into the Q&A forum, and I just want to mention here so people see that there's a feedback loop that, that this is in Matrix. Matrix is the chat system that we use, and this is the main way to ask questions of the talks, to ask questions of the keynotes. Now, if you're in a workshop, as I described earlier, you can join that by a different technology, something called a big blue button. And for that, everyone in the workshop is going to be interactive. But for the talks, it's a little more of a broadcast model. People will watch on the live stream, and then the feedback process is mostly in Matrix. I hope that's fairly clear. I think that's all the remarks that I had. It's about 35 minutes after the hour. We're going to get ready for the next talk at the top of the hour. That one I expect to go the full hour. And what you'll notice in these talks is that many of them, a little over half, have sent in pre-recorded video, just like we used for this talk. I'm live now, but we pre-recorded our videos earlier. We did this for safety. We wanted to make sure that the videos would play and have no issues with feedback, for example, or with connectivity. to the site with microphones, these types of things. So we have some tremendous variety of pre-recorded videos that you'll be enjoying. So the basic format that you'll see for a lot of these talks is there will be an MC, Master of Ceremonies, who will introduce the speaker very briefly. You can get more details in the conference program. Then the MC will turn it over to the speaker. And this will even, sometimes it's a panel, multiple speakers, but sometimes this will be to play a video. Other times it will be to instead have live interaction with the speaker, and the speaker will do their presentation using a screen share in Zoom, like we've seen so many times during this pandemic, the webinar format. And this will all just work for you as attendees. You can watch the live stream, you can give input to the Matrix chat. Now, if there's a video, then the video will play just like we had. It'll play as long as it goes, maybe 40 minutes, maybe less. And then there will be a little time at the end for live audience question and answer. And again, with the Matrix chat, we might even invite some people into the Zoom meeting to ask their questions as time allows. That's it. That's a summary of what HOPE is going to look like in terms of the talks, also the keynotes. We've summarized a little bit of what's happening with workshops in the big blue button. These require registration. Some of them have essentially unlimited capacity because that's what the workshop organizer requested. Some of them are capped at closer to 20 or 30 people, and some of those are already full. And you can imagine we're checking with the workshop presenters to see if maybe they'd like to run another workshop, because perhaps there's time in the day to add additional workshop programming. So keep your eye on that. We'll try to get announcements out on the wiki and also in the Matrix announcements channel. That's really a key channel to keep your eye on. So workshops are going to be fantastic. Talks are going to be fantastic. We mentioned Mozilla Hubs as a nice way of interacting. We've talked about Matrix quite a lot. And I think the last two things to highlight here are performances and then also the villages. So performances are what they sound like. We have basically music with video, chiptune, 8-bit music, varieties of entertainment. These mostly start at midnight in the Eastern time zone. And so these are going to be fantastic. There's just every reason to stay up late here at HOPE. And then the other thing to highlight, which I didn't have enough of in my slides just now, is the villages. So villages are like workshops, except they run all the time throughout HOPE. So you can join a village by finding their big blue button link. And I think some of these are still being set up, but you can find the link in the workshop page or for the wiki. So they'll have a link to their big blue button room, or ask in one of the Matrix chats. We'll point you in the right direction. So the villages have different themes. There's a dim sum village, a RF village, lockpicking village, a couple of other ones that are going to be fun. So join those, get connected, enjoy, interact with like-minded people. One of the special categories that we sort of put in with the villages, but is actually different, is a film festival. The film festival is really exciting, and the rules for those, I think, went live just this morning. The film festival is a competition where you start now, and you have until the end of the week to make an actual film, an actual video of topics that are described in the film festival rules. You can get that information on the wiki page and the program page as well. I think I'm done. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here. As I said, we think it's going to be an exciting week. We know we have fantastic content, fantastic talks, workshops, everything else that I've been talking about. So enjoy. Be patient if things don't work out quite right. Maybe there'll be a little feedback. Maybe we'll need our hard hat to wade through the construction zone. But trust that there's a lot of people behind the scenes, and that the patience of attendees and also trying to keep track of any changes to the program, changes to the technologies, that will help to give you a good experience. And as I've mentioned before, you can always replay the talks and the keynotes on the live stream. So there's a lot of ways to pace yourself during this long week of conference, the HOPE conference, and also to get access to everything that you want to. So again, welcome, thank you. See you during the week. Bye-bye.